What is going on, New York Knicks fans? The New York Knicks went out there and brought in their seventh free agent late last night when they were able to acquire Marcus Morris. We, of course, heard the rumors a couple of days ago when Morris was rumored to be potentially backing out of his verbal agreement in which he agreed to a 2-year, $20 million contract with the San Antonio Spurs, and he did just that last night when he signed with the New York Knicks for 1 year, $15 million. Morris, the last 2 years for the Celtics, played the power forward position. However, with the Pistons, he played the small forward. So he's capable of playing both the 3 and the 4, and he has some versatility to his offensive game. He can step out and shoot the 3. Last year, he shot 38% from downtown and 45% from the floor, and he hit about 2 threes a game. So the Knicks continue to get these stretch 4 type players, Bobby Portis, and a lot of people are worried about that they're going to have a logjam at the power forward position, and they might. I mean, they have a lot of players there, obviously, and small forward position, the forward in general, with Knox, with Mitch, with Portis, with Taj Gibson, now, of course, with Marcus Morris. They have a lot of players, and they're going to have to find a way to divvy up these minutes, but depth is definitely never a bad thing. It's going to be interesting to see if Morris cracks the starting lineup. If he doesn't, he's definitely going to be a guy off the bench that gets a lot of minutes for this team. Morris is a good player. He averaged 14.6 rebounds last year, and he's good on both sides of the floor. He brings in veteran leadership, and I just really like this pickup right now. Now, if I had to project the Knicks starting lineup and whether or not I think Portis will be a part of it, it's hard to say. And I think a lot of it is going to be based on the teams that they play. The point guard, probably right now, DSJ is the favorite, but I certainly could see Elfrid Payton giving them a run for his money. I expect them to split there at the point guard position. As far as the shooting guard goes, I think it's R.J. Barrett's job to lose. He was the number 3 overall pick for a reason. And then in the front court, like I said, you have a lot of players that you can mix and match with depending on how they're playing. But, of course, Bobby Portis has a lot of talent. Kevin Knox, of course, Mitchell Robinson, like I said. All these guys I think they're going to get the start based on how they're playing. If they're not playing well, they will go to the bench. But to open up the year, Morris might start, he might not. Either way, he's going to get a lot of minutes, and he's going to be a valuable contributor to this team and a good mentor. The other thing that I think that this signing does, because it's only a 1-year contract, because I feel like Morris is the type of player that could certainly help a contending team, if the Knicks are not doing well this year, he's going to be an easy player to flip. There's no commitment after this year, and he's still 30 years old. Like I said, it's not like he's a grandpa. He could go out and help a team that's contending for a title, and you might get it, late first-round pick for him. Who knows? So, like I said, there's no commitment. This is a great pickup by the New York Knicks. It adds a lot of depth, a lot of leadership, and I've really liked what the Knicks have done this year. It's going to be interesting to see how the roster breaks down because it's going to be hard to find minutes for players like Trier, for players like Ntilikina. They have a lot of depth on this team when you look at the roster. But like I said, it's a good problem to have, and injuries always happen. And I'm just glad that the Knicks are bringing in some valuable veterans. They have a very good mix on this team now between veterans and youth. Last year, they didn't really have a lot of established veterans. You had a lot of players that were former top 10 picks that were still trying to prove themselves in the league, whether it be a Noah Vonleh, whether it be a Mario Hezonja. Now you're bringing in established veterans that are going to be able to teach these guys how to be successful pros in the NBA. Guys like Wayne Ellington, guys like Julius Randle, guys like Marcus Morris. So I really like what the Knicks have done this offseason. I expect this team to try to contend to make the playoffs. Again, I'm not predicting it, but this team's not going to be a pushover this year. And that's nice to see as a Knicks fan. It is refreshing coming off a 17-win season to know that you're going to be able to put out a roster that has some established pros. And I'm looking forward to seeing how the young kids can progress with the talent the Knicks have now surrounded them with. But I just want to talk briefly about Marcus Morris, what I think he could potentially bring to this team, and I'd like to get your guys' thoughts in the comments below. As always, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe, drop a comment, maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.